Nintendo well means specs. Oh yes, the most important thing of gaming, graphics. Remember the whole thing where graphics didn't matter all too much? Okay? This was the thing we weren't supposed to be worried about was graphics. Okay? But apparently, now the most important thing in video games is now graphics again. Okay? Yeah, we're going back to this stuff again. Well, graphics are the most important part of video games. Yeah, we're really regressing here. Okay. We are really regressing back to the old ways of thinking about video games. The most important part of video game, of course, is the graphics now. Okay, not the story, not the gameplay, not anything else, the graphics. We're back to the graphics wars again. We're doing games based off the graphics, okay? Like, really? Does Nintendo need to have, supercomputer PS5 graphics? More competition, including the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is also very expensive, okay? The cheapest Steam Deck, okay? We can look at Amazon, Steam Deck, Amazon, okay? So, the Steam Deck, if you want the OLED, the 1 terabyte Steam Deck, it is nearly $800 for a 1 terabyte Steam Deck. Okay. And if you want the cheapest Steam Deck, okay, which is 64 gigabytes, is $496. Which means if you buy a game that's over 100 gigabytes, you can't play it. Okay? So if you want to play any game that's over 100 gigabytes in file size, it is impossible to play on it. Okay? As well. How much is the Nintendo Switch as of now? Okay? So Nintendo Switch, according to Amazon.com, is $259. With the OLED model, I think bundled with some game, is $350. Okay, so the Switch is like way cheaper than the Steam Deck as well. Yeah. And the Steam has the Switch has a lot of games on it, obviously, as well. Okay. But the average price for the Switch is $300, with the OLED costing like $50 more, and the Switch Lite costing $200. Okay. The Switch 2 is supposed to cost $400, but it's still cheaper than the weakest of Steam Decks as well. Okay. Yeah. Nintendo admitted games are taking longer to develop, bro. If Nintendo wants to make the games bigger, like Nintendo has always taken a long time to develop games, obviously. Obviously. And Nintendo, all they really did was hire more people. Okay. Nintendo says, okay, games are getting longer to develop, so let's hire more people. Okay. That's a simple solution to this problem. Obviously, Nintendo said, okay, games are taking longer to develop, so we're gonna make sure we hire more people and hire the right people for the job. That's all Nintendo did. Okay. And Nintendo also is trying to make sure games are not as expensive, so they don't have to spend, millions of dollars on their games like Sony does. Okay. Nintendo wants to basically create the products that are good. Okay. And Nintendo said that all products should be, good, not expensive. Okay. Nintendo is really going against most of the trends in the gaming industry. Like, your average AAA game is $200 million, which means a lot of games, you have to sell 10 million copies to break even. Nintendo doesn't want that, obviously. I think for a game like Mario Kart or something, or 3D Mario, obviously Nintendo's going to spend more money on those games, obviously. But Nintendo wants to battle, rising development costs of creativity, The more you power something that never existed before, the more value it brings. So Nintendo wants to, do creativity. Nintendo wants to do what they have always done, is be creative, try new things, try new stuff. Maybe we can see more new IPs during the Switch 2 era. You never know. But Nintendo is expanding their development team, expanding their, teams, obviously here as well. but allocate funds as necessary as well and take unique concepts to heart and release games that we are only confident in. So Nintendo is not going to release games that they know are not like. That's why Nintendo takes so long to release games, because Nintendo wants to be confident the game will sell well. Okay, that the fans will be pleased. Okay, that is what Sony should be doing. Okay, like Metroid Prime 4, the reason why the game is taking so long because they want to make sure Metroid Prime 4 makes the fans happy. Okay, Mario Wonder, they said Mario Wonder took so long because they wanted to make sure that people were happy with the game. Okay, that people were happy with the game as well. Of course, Nintendo wants the game to sell, but they want to make sure the fans are happy. And that's probably why Nintendo is the only company out of all the major game developers, outside of indie developers, but outside of all the major AAA developers, is the only company that's not struggling as of now. It isn't financially struggling. Ubisoft is struggling. EA is struggling. Okay. Many video game companies are struggling to have any sales. Okay. Nintendo is not, and Nintendo has become very, very successful, okay, as a company. And that's what this video here, and goodbye.